Hi guys, so I'm here to talk about the third and final part of St. Mazie by Jami Attenberg. This is for the Reblog Book Club. Just a quick warning that there will be spoilers for the entire book as of this part because I'm done reading it and I want to talk about the whole thing, but I probably won't be talking about anything super majorly spoilery, but just a warning just in case you haven't read the section yet or haven't read the book yet. So part 3 to me felt very different from the other two parts of the book. I think it's partially just because the diary entries from Mazie get farther apart, so you're not getting as much of a detailed look into Mazie's life anymore. You're just getting a general sense for what may be happening. I think it's really interesting that Jami Attenberg decided to do that with this last section, as opposed to giving us a more concrete ending to Mazie's life or to this last part of Mazie's life. Jami Attenberg leaves it slightly more vague, which to me felt like she was giving us a more real ending because in real life we don't really know anything about Mazie. There's such little information out there about her, and I feel like that giving a too concrete ending to her life would feel unrealistic because we really don't have any sort of concrete details about her life. I mean, we have a handful, of course, but a lot of this is just fictionalized. So I felt like the choice to detach the reader more from Mazie's life was just really interesting to see. Another thing that I thought was really interesting was there was this point in the book where I feel like you were getting more of a glimpse into the life and the eyes of the person who's doing all this researching. There is a character in here named Pete who starts to comment upon the person who's doing all the interviews and doing the research on Mazie, which I thought was really interesting. There wasn't really a lot of that happening in the first two parts of this book, and then all of a sudden it's sort of like the fourth wall breaks a little bit and you start to remember that, oh, this is all just supposed to be just like a series of interviews. And again, it felt like just another way to detach the reader from Mazie a little bit more by reminding them in a more concrete way that this is not necessarily Mazie telling you her story. It's a person who's researching Mazie and finds all this information and is able to get all of this to tell Mazie's story, as opposed to, you know, Mazie just telling it to us straight. I feel like by the end of this book, the feeling that I'm left with is that I really do want to know about Mazie, like the actual Mazie, and not just the character Mazie that Jami Attenberg made up. I felt like this book was just kind of like a tease and made me so much more interested in who this person actually was, what was true or not true about her life. It's like Jami Attenberg was tortured by the fact that she couldn't find out anything, so she made something up and made us all now want it as well. I totally could have read an even longer version of this book where, especially in this last part, we get more about Mazie's life. A part of me is a little bit, I don't want to say disappointed, but I just wanted more from this period of Mazie's life. I think personally that this is the most interesting part of Mazie's life, when she decides to really go out into the streets and start helping people more actively and helping these men more actively. Just learning about what it's like to deal with that weight every single day of trying to help people and realizing sometimes that they can't be helped, having to call ambulance all the time, having to carry people to flop houses, things like that. I would have loved to have seen insight into that sort of daily grind almost of giving yourself over to these people and doing everything that you possibly can, and just giving everything that you possibly have within you in order to help these people out who are less fortunate than you. It's just one of those things that you don't see a lot in real life, and so it would have just been interesting to explore that idea. Overall though, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was so interesting seeing just like this wide cast of women just between the three sisters themselves. Like, they're all so different, but they cover so much of what it means to be a woman, or the different ways that you can be a woman. You have Rosie, who's this wife who also goes through just a lot of tragedy. You've got Mazie, who's this woman who wants independence but also wants to help people out and understand people. And then you have Jeannie, who's sort of like the rebel and things like that. And just seeing the wide range was really interesting and really great to see in a single book. And I feel like just the way that this book is constructed is so unique and so different that it really just brought a whole new angle to the way of exploring this character. So yeah, I really enjoyed it overall. And of course, I'm so thankful to the Reblog Book Club for, you know, encouraging us to read this book, because I don't know if I would have picked it up otherwise. I mean, I probably would have, because it's getting such positive buzz. I would have read it eventually, but thank you, Reblog Book Club, for making me pick up another book that I thoroughly enjoyed. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this last part of St. Mazie, or just your overall thoughts of the book now that it's completely over. So yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.